Hey y'all,
Hey,
I'm Ebony,
and I'm Shakur.
and welcome to the UnapologeticallyUs podcast, where we talk about life, mental health, fitness, finances, and everything in between. Thank you guys for joining us. We are back again with another episode. If you are new here, welcome. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our video. And in the comments, let us know what you think. You know, all feedback is important. But yeah, we are back again. You know, another episode. Same hair, different shirts.
Not the same hair, different shirts.
Same hair, different shirts. But yeah, we back again. Thank you guys for joining us. So let's get into our first segment. Child listen.
Child listen.
What's been up?
Well, I am doing a squat challenge. Right? Go me.
Say more.
So, child listen, this is my first challenge, which I decided to go with the squat challenge, and we're focusing and targeting accountability. A lot of questions that I get. When people
all these.
She did. A lot of people, when they're asking me questions, they're asking, how do I stay consistent? How do I hold myself accountable? So I decided to dedicate my first challenge, the squat challenge, to target or focus on accountability. So of course, I want to teach the participants in the challenge about the proper form and things, so they're not hurting themselves when they attempt to complete the squat challenge, but also just learning the importance of accountability, where I may be laying in the bed and done with my day, and I'm like, you know what, I'll just do those squats tomorrow. But in the challenge, it says you don't post today, by midnight you out. So now it's like, oh no. So then you have people getting out of bed, you have people at work, you have people waking up first thing in the morning out of the bed, holding themselves accountable and getting these squats completed. So we doing a 15-day squat challenge where the end will be 100 squats, and baby, they something. So I love to get the notification and to see the variety of people just doing their squats. It's just so lovely. So thank y'all. If y'all are part of the squat challenge, I want to 100% thank y'all. So y'all, listen, I'm excited. What about you, Bo?
Child, listen, I'm a trash friend because I joined the challenge and I got kicked out because I didn't post not a damn video. I ain't been to the gym in a week.
Did your friend kick you out?
She did. My friend kicked me out. So that then you know, if you join one of her challenges, it don't matter if you a friend, her daughter, her husband even. If you ain't following the rules of this challenge, you are getting your butt kicked out.
You know, it's so funny because my sister said, baby, let me post my video because, baby, if you kick your best friend out, baby.
Yep, I went. And it's so funny, I didn't even go on Messenger. Like I said, I went on one, it's a fast, like a couple years ago, and I turned all my notifications off. And so I don't even have my notifications for social media even back on.
Right, yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm in, I'm going to do it. I was going to the gym. I even text the video the same day of me in it. Remember? It was me doing Ariel. And Jessica. And I said, oh yeah, I'm doing mine, y'all, whatever. And that was all she wrote.
Like, I had rules. I
didn't even realize that I was even in the group, that you know how much I even be on the Messenger app. I just knew that I never text her in another video. So I booked an appointment to get my hair braided, went to, be forgetting about Facebook Messenger because it's on the second part of my social media queue, section of my phone. So I ain't even looking at that. I went to Messenger to see if the girl who I messaged to do my hair messaged me back. And I said, oh, it's a group. And then It's so into how messy Facebook is, because the first thing that I saw in the preview was Shakur Knight removed you from the group. I said, well, god dang. So I click on the thing and I'm looking, oh, it's supposed to be video. I ain't sent nothing to the video.
Don't worry,
so
Fran gonna get it next time.
I felt bad, but at the same time, I didn't. Because that week the week that she booted me out, I had a rough little week. So I needed some me time to myself. In the meantime, did not equate me going to the gym. And even if I did go, I probably wouldn't even thought to even record myself anyway. Yeah. I needed to just tune everything out for a little bit, figure some stuff out. I had a disturbing call that kind of fucked my day a little bit. And I had to kind of like get it together. And so I took some days to get it together. So I'm like, dang, like part of me like, dang girl, it's your friend first challenge and you ain't participating. But on the other end, I'm like, but you also needed some time to yourself. And I got back to about 75%, 25% of that I know is like the incidents in me of like, I need this done now. Mm-hmm. But I just make sure we don't get being shady. But cause you know the bang is hiding in your face and you make it one. But yeah, I needed that. So, but yeah, child, listen. Yeah, I'm a trash friend for my friends challenge, but I told myself in my time of whatever you want to call it, it's okay to reset.
Yes.
It's okay to step back, reprioritize some things, and, you know, maneuver your life around a little bit, figure some more stuff out.
Yes.
It's not necessarily, and just because it's a reset doesn't mean it's a step back.
Absolutely.
It's just like, okay, I have a level of life that I want to get to. I have ways what I see my life to be. And a reset is basically saying, okay, I'm taking the next step of getting to that step. Mm-hmm. And yeah, whatever that looks like for me, reprioritizing some things, saying no to some things. Yeah. Some people probably gonna be mad because no is about to be my favorite word. And I thought about it. I said, when Shakur turned 32, I was like, her honesty is a little more different now. Like, I said, I don't know. I didn't know if it was the marriage or the 32 because they was both close to each other, but she was just. But then I'm like, you know what? I kind of feel that in me. Like, the honesty is just coming out. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to say no. Yeah. And my no is going to be a firm no. Yeah. And you're going to have to be okay with that no. I have my list of priorities. I reprioritize some things in my life. And if this is not high up on that list, and it's, then no. Absolutely. Then no, because we talk about social media and how social media can have you thinking like, oh, everything is just so good for everybody. And you see things, you're like, I'm trying to get to that point. And, you kind of, I don't say you be like, dang, like I ain't there yet, like God, whatever. But it's like, okay, but faith without works is dead. So if I have faith you're gonna get me there, then I gotta work it. And there's no more of just having the faith and not working it. Mm-hmm. And if that means doing it scared, doing whatever I gotta do scared, then I gotta do it. If that means scaling back on some stuff, then I'll scale back on some stuff. If it means saying no to going here, then it means no going here. Yeah. It's no love lost, to anybody. I'll try to make some important things, but if it's like random stuff or if it's beyond my budget, it's beyond, somebody I know want to go to Vegas. I'm like, after, because my mind is not even on a trip that's gonna cost that much money. Yeah. And then just to get there in my head. We ain't even thinking about food and stuff like that.
Right. Activity.
I ain't even got my license, my CPA where I want to be. So it's like going to Vegas or making sure you finishing these 4 parts of this exam.
Yes.
And right now that CPA taking precedence over a trip to Vegas. I can go to Vegas when I'm done.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure can. Get somebody else to do.
I'm seeing like people going on trip with their friends, and they in these different type of resorts that you don't see on Expedia. Whatever. They in these. It's like they just randomly going, and women basking in, black women anyway, basking in luxury, whatever that looks like. And I'm like, I know that's attainable and I want it. And so if I gotta reset to get to this next level, then that's just what I'm gonna do.
Absolutely. That's good.
With that being said, I'm good with my child lessons. I strategically picked this one for this episode because we are talking about balance. And on the thing of balance, not always meaning equal.
Absolutely.
I was listening to a podcast and they was wrapping up last year, and the question was asked, what would you bring into 23 that you learned from 22? And one of the guys on the podcast said that balance does not always mean equal. In saying that you have your list of priorities, you have things that you want to do, but even if you put your time and your effort and attention into one thing or into certain things, some of those things on that list are going to lack.
Yeah.
With building a business, there's a lot of isolation. There's a lot of I'm toned in over here, and I got my business, my job, my family, but my friends matter too. And so my business is getting the time, my family is getting the time, and my work is getting the time. So I have a 9 to 5 with the business, but I'm not seeing my friends. And so it broke the question, and I touched the question. Let's talk about this. Is that true? Like, does balance not always mean that everything is equal?
To me, it does. And I didn't think about it beyond you asking me that question, because when we think about balance, we're like equal playing field, right? Like, it's balance. Life is good, work is good, home, kids, everything is good. It's on an equal playing field. And when you said it, I was like, wow, like, that's good. And then reflected on what does that look like and try to apply it to my life, of course, and saying, right, like, even in feeling, like, I can feel balance. Like, I can feel like, okay, home is good. I'm giving my kids the time. I'm giving work the time. I'm giving my husband the time. I'm giving business, whatever the case may be, friends, family, and all that. But if you sit and reflect like I did, and I'm like, and unconsciously I'm thinking about those things. Like, on the previous episode, we talked about just the things that we wanted to do going into the upcoming months and just the new year. And like, oh, I'm just doing so much. I'm busy. I'm tired. I'm this. And so is all of those things getting, because I may be giving work its time, the kids the time, the family the time, husband, friends, everybody, but then I'm tired. I look bad, or I ain't made it to the nail shop and got my hair done, my pedicure, those things that keep up my self-care. And then it's like, it's not equal, like, at all. And so when I thought about it, I'm like, no. But then it posed the question, how do you get those things or make them equal, or can they even be equal?
And even with thinking about that, because I was, in my child listening, I was talking about some stuff, and I was like, no, it's going to have to become a thing. And for me, I don't see how I can make the things that matter to me all equal. Mm-hmm. Because if I'm thinking of something as serious as passing a CPA exam, I'm thinking about a busy tax season. You know, I announced in the last episode I'm doing taxes that something gonna lag. You know, I have some things in my life that require a good portion of my time. And then I'm on, and which that's just the now. I ain't even talking about what's being added to my plate. Right. And I'm like, something is going to not get there. You know, that those, and not even just like on the, like, cause you named, when you was naming your time here, you never said yourself. Facts. And so, and I was like, I'm gonna let her finish, but she never said myself. Mm-hmm. But then I'm also talking and thinking, you're saying all these things, but you ain't saying yourself. Mm-hmm. You're not saying the things that, you know, keep you level-headed, keep you grounded. Those, you know, which gas is messing it up too, but driving, taking a ride somewhere is therapy for you. My uncle called me. He was like, you ain't go to New Orleans for your birthday? I said, well, no, they wilding out there in New Orleans right now. Like, I'm just, you know, chilling or whatever. But then it made me go back to when I turned 28. And I woke up on a random Saturday after my birthday and drove to New Orleans. Started on, I'ma just go eat Denny's. Sat at Denny's and said, I want a hand grenade. Mm-hmm. Left Denny's in Metairie and drove to downtown New Orleans and went to Bourbon and walked Bourbon, got a hand grenade, walked up and down Bourbon, drunk it, got another one, said, I'm going to drink this one on the way to the car, which a guy was there. He ended up buying it for me because it was my birthday. Mm-hmm. And I blended in with the people. Of course, the Saints was having a winning season that year. Mm-hmm. They were projected to go to the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl was in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. So New Orleans crime rate was low. I'm talking about the best it's probably ever been in years. Yeah. So when people say, you went there by yourself, I'm like, listen, them people was not cutting up, because they was not going to miss out on the Super Bowl being in New Orleans and the Saints playing in the Super Bowl. Right, exactly. So, but I thought, I was like, dang, like, no, New Orleans is a random drive to New Orleans. It's not on the top of my priority list. Right, exactly. And so, if, you know, to answer your question of, you know, can you make it equal? Just thinking about certain things, I'm like, I don't see it.
Yeah. I think it's important to sit and, like you said, prioritize what those needs and wants are, right? Mm-hmm. So if we can do that, because who don't want to have it all together? Mm-hmm. Like, of course, we all want to have it all together. And also, does lack mean...
Is it always bad?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's not. So, I mean, unless you put yourself last, but but if you think about it, if you're attempting to balance, or if you're identifying the things that you need and you want, and you figuring and you're saying, okay, well, this is a 10, this has to be done. Mm-hmm. This is a 5, this has to be done. It's okay that they're not balanced, but this is my need, I need to do. This is my want, I want to do. And understanding that just because one lacks a lower level doesn't mean I'm not getting it done. Of course, for me, I try to, but I'm guilty of putting myself on the back burner. Getting the house together, the kids together, the husband together, work together, the business together, friends together, and forgetting, like, okay, when you gonna get you together? And so I push self-care so much, whereas it almost feels like what is self-care for me is taking care of everything around me. But that's not self-care. It feels like it, because it's like, whew, okay, cool. The clothes washed, food cooked, kids good, husband good, friends good. Talk to 3 friends today, I'm good. But then it's like, but my nail broke and I ain't made it to the nail shop and my hair look raggedy and that makes me sad. So am I together? So sometimes the lack is okay, but not, in my opinion, not when it comes to yourself. So
yeah, lack is okay. I think when I was thinking of lack, I thought about those things that are important to you that you don't want to lack in. But you know that, okay, I'm a have to. I use the trip as an example. I would love to go and have fun.
Yeah,
travel is one of the things that I want to do and do. I don't know why. These got in my throat.
that's because you're not drinking your wine.
Travel is one of those things that I want to do and do more frequently. But travel may have to go on the back burner to take care of something else. So yeah, travel becomes a lag. And, you know, on the outside, you know, on a larger scale, it's not that bad. But if traveling was a form of therapy for me, you know, then it's like, you know, because I have to dive more attention over here. I have to put more attention over here. Like these 3 things are high on my list. Yeah. Travel just got bumped down. Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
Which means it, and like we said, that lack is okay. And maybe in a few months or a year, then it will move from that 5 to that 10 or that 5 to that 8 because it's something that I want and I'm at a different point in a different life position. And so we can make ourselves or learn to make ourselves accustomed to realizing that it ain't really a balance.
Yeah.
It ain't really
I think about that meme and I was like, if that was, I haven't seen it for a while and I'm like, no, that's part of my life. It's about to be part of my life. Missing out, it's okay to miss out on temporary fun to get permanent, you know, stability or permanent results. And I'm like, yeah. You know, so when you think about the lack, you know, some of that temporary stuff that's like, oh, you know, I don't know, going to Florida, you know, y'all have fun. Yeah. I'm going to have a little FOMO watching the Instagram stories and the Snapchats and seeing my people out enjoying themselves. I'm like, you know what? Let me get back in this study thing. Because the longer I prolong this, the longer I can't go to Florida. With my friends. Or I can't go do certain things. Because with the podcast I was listening to, the example was one of the people was pursuing the dream. But pursuing the dream was causing them to miss out on certain things back at home. And with your kids getting older and, you know, more involved in certain things, doing certain things or whatever, if you're gone, you're missing that. So it's like, okay, this is still my dream and I'm going to pursue it, but I may have to scale back a little bit to be home more. Now, whether this may hurt or hinder what I want to do or my dream aspect of it, I don't know. But I'm reshifting my priorities to say my dream and my family is the same. Or maybe I put my family above and said my family is not, this dream is not worth nothing if my household is to crap. Pursuing, you know, certain things that I want to pursue. You know, if I had something, you know, well, right now, I don't really have kids or a marriage to say, hey, pursuing my dream or pursuing what I want is hindering my house. Would it may hinder a little aspect of my love life? Probably so. But I know with my love life and the situation where we have, that there's time for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I can cut out time to make sure that we get the time, but it's not like a situation of like complete neglect.
Right.
And then it works because they're in a similar situation as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm doing this, and we may not can text and talk every day like we want to,
mm-hmm.
or we used to,
yeah.
But I know, okay, it's about 8, 9 o'clock. Let me call her, or it's 8 o'clock. Let me call him, and we go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I can remember when I was getting ready, or not getting ready, but getting ready to take my licensure exam, and just the amount of studying and the things that I had to do to really block out other things
mm-hmm.
and study.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I was studying, I don't even think I watched TV. Social media was I wasn't
mm-hmm.
doing anything social media. Baby getting home from school, and it's like, hey girl, all right, going into a session.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then outside of the study groups that I had set for myself, I was still studying by myself,
mm-hmm.
going to work, taking study material to work with mm-hmm. me. So really it wasn't a balance for me then.
Mm-hmm.
It was really like I had to put this ahead of everything because I knew that this was the next step in my life. So would I be able to say that I had to put that exam and things over family? Not per se, because I was able to do those things at
mm-hmm.
home, but I still had to work. So I would pack up my study stuff and
mm-hmm.
I'm going to work. You know, people at work used to say, oh, you know, you scaring me with having to take this test because mm-hmm. every time I see you, you have these books. And I'm like, I have to. Mm-hmm. But can I kind of think about it and say, did I have to put this over my home life? And it was probably like, yeah, because well, my now husband, but wasn't husband then, will probably be like, oh, we about to watch a movie, and I'm like, oh no, I got a study session at 7 o'clock, or oh, we want to go to the movies or take the kids to the jump place, which we do all the time, and I'm like, okay, you just go ahead because I got to study. So it was like, did it lack and have to lack for a little bit? Yes, because that was the next step in my life. Like, I couldn't say, well, y'all, I'ma just not study and go to the jump place. Like, no, because in order for our family to grow, I had to say, y'all go ahead. I'm gonna be able to take y'all to the jump place every day once I pass this test. So, you know, and then once, going back to what I said about, you know, remembering those priorities, those things, where it's like now I could cross that off the list, and it once where it was 10, it's now crossed off and something else can move up to 10. So it's important to prioritize, right? But also understand that even if something has to lack for a short period of time, that's okay too. You know, and it was hard. It was hard to always, because it almost seems like we used to try to make the study groups as fun as possible to help us remember, to not just remember, but to learn the information. So if you walked in on us during the session, you would think like, they over there having fun. Baby, we used to have our wine glasses. Shout out to my study group. I think I shouted them out once before, but shout out to those individuals who were on the study group. And I think by now, everybody that was in that study group with us has passed that test. So I'm happy about that. But right. So I'm happy about that. But I know that all of us individually had to miss out on things and not do things because priority was bump everything else in life right now. This test is what matters. But it was temporary.
Yeah. And I think when you thinking of with talking about balance not being equal, it's because everything that's important to you, you wanted to show that level of importance.
Yes. And
so the struggling in just saying, okay, you know what, even though I try to have a balance, the reality of it is something is going to lack. Even if I try to study for this, for all these parts of the CPA exam, And I may can give myself a year. It's 4 parts individually. I may fail one. I failed one before. So it's like, like you said, like my materials with me all the time. Missing out on, hey, after we record, we going here, and I'm like, I'm gonna go home.
My girl, that no.
I'm gonna go home because I done gave up. Not saying this is today, but just saying like cause the podcast can't suffer because of my license. So
and won't. I'll be on here by myself. Hey y'all.
But because of how we set it up, and it's mostly on the weekend. Yeah. I could give up X amount of time of my day to do it, but just know, okay, if I'm giving up X amount, like this is my leisure time at this point.
Absolutely.
So anything after that, because there's also too of accountability and being aware of yourself to say, I'm a procrastinator. So we can do all this. Oh, I'm gonna study when I get home, and I know good and well that I'm not gonna do it because I'm gonna be tired. Like, you know what? I'm not hitting this when I get home.
Absolutely.
And so. Yeah, like, but just like, I think it's more so like, well, for me, I could say at one point I was struggling with everything that's important to me. I want to make sure that I'm giving everything to, to everything that's important to me. I remember saying, I wonder if my heart is conveyed to everybody, which is with the love language of, how making sure that you, that you giving what you will want. Making sure I'm putting time into my love life, putting time into my career, putting time into my dream, putting time into my friends, putting time into my nieces and nephews. I be feeling like a sucky auntie sometimes because I'm like, bro, I ain't talked to my niece nor my nephew. Oh, I ain't talked to my friend. Oh, I ain't did this. Oh, I ain't did that or whatever. Or, and it's like, but then it's only 24 hours in the day.
Only 24 hours.
10 of those days is during the week is taken up at work. Yeah. And I try to double my time at work with, okay, he done call, let me talk to him, all right. Let me do y'all little work. Hey, I got some of my own work, let me do that.
Not do y'all little work.
Let me do y'all little work. I got my own work to do. And I gotta go to the gym, and I gotta record, I gotta post content, I gotta do So it's like I said, I took that time and said, you know what? Something gonna lack at this point. What is important to you, or not? And even with saying what is important to you, the struggle in it, because saying what's important to me and then bumping everything else down, like, ooh, what you making it like this don't matter? No, this matters to me. It's just that for the capacity that I have, this gotta be over here, but this gotta be up here right now. And like you say, it's temporary. So eventually, some of those things that matter up here gonna get crossed out, and I can bump some more stuff back up. Like I said, I want to be able to be like, girl, we going to this Bora Bora. Say less, because I'm trying to go. I'm trying to have balance. Yeah, like I'm trying to have it. Because at the same time too, what's the point of doing all this work and building all these things and doing all these things and we ain't enjoying it? I get the wealth part. I get the wealth aspect of it, of making sure that that when you dead and gone, that your kids got what they need or whatever and all that good stuff. But you gotta enjoy it while you here too. Absolutely, you do. So, and then enjoy my fruits. And then this was part of the reason why I did a vision board for the first time. I'm not doing no damn vision board, but I did one for the first time just to be like, look, this is what you want. Absolutely. So go after what you want. Absolutely. The joys behind a vision board. When we think about vision boards, and me personally, I probably did a vision board a few times, like in a group when I was, doing a group or in a session. But as far as to kind of sit down and personally do a vision board, I probably haven't. I'll be having mixed feelings, but when completing those things with my clients now, the joy behind seeing them come to play is so good. Like I think one of my friends just recently graduated and became PLPC, and she made a post
it may have came up, Facebook good for those Facebook memories, but she made a post of her vision board years ago, and then it came up, and she like, wow, I did this, wow, I did this, wow, I did this. And just the joy that even me getting and reading the post, that I know that she probably felt posting it, it's like, it's beneficial for sure, because it's almost like a visual representation of the things you've accomplished. Like, it's like, put it in your face, you did it. You said that you were gonna do it, and you did. Like,
and
that's good.
And it's a good reminder, because I did mine digitally and I put it on my phone. I have it on my iPad or whatever, because I know, most people do like actual posters and cut it out. I'm like, I'm not doing all that. And they tape it to their wall. Yeah. But it's like a constant reminder of, this is what you're going after. Absolutely. So when you feel like, I don't want to do this is what you're going after. When I take screenshots of people before and after pictures. Absolutely. In my phone, because I'm like, look, if they can do it, you can do it. And one day you're going to put your before and after picture up here. But for me, I'm seeing the benefit of it, as in saying, okay, let me remind myself on them days where I'm like, I'm tired. I want to deviate from what I set for myself to do. My vision board reminds me, like, no, you this is what you want. And maybe because I'm at a point of, I'm tired of visioning, of having the vision, I want to actually live it and see it. Yes. That it's like, get up and do it. Yeah. And so you think back to like the balance aspect of like, my life's not about to be balanced right now, or balanced in the way that I want it to be, because I have to balance a level of priorities to propel me to my next level in life.
Absolutely. That's good. It's important to be able to understand that balance does not always mean equal, and being okay with that. It almost sounds like, what you mean? Balance do mean equal, but it's okay when it doesn't, because essentially it will fit. I'm a strong believer in what's for you is for you. So it's a lot of times that I don't have to worry about the things that I want, especially knowing that God said this is in my path, and I don't have to worry about it. Now, do I maybe have some anxiety on moving to the next step or doing those things? Yeah, but I know at the end of the day, it's for me. So I have to do it. It's already written into my plan. So do it.
And the amount of work that it takes, like I said, faith without works, you can have the faith part all you want to, that God is going to do what he said he's going to do, but at some point you have to work as well. And I like that more people are being more vocal about their journey and saying, hey, I struggled in the beginning. Yes, or absolutely. I had to sacrifice in the beginning, or I did this in the beginning, and and I questioned God about a lot of things, and I went to prayer, and I've been into everybody. Like, I know, the level of busy I'm probably gonna call Shakur and be like, girl, I'm tired, I'm over this. Bump all this stuff, frustration, everything, but I'm gonna get it out and keep going. And if there's people saying, like, I got out and I kept going, and then when you look at where they started from and where they are, and it's like, having the faith that you can do it is cool, but a lot of stuff, you have to walk that faith out, and you have to actually put the work in. It's kind of like I can't remember what pastor I heard say, but it's kind of like a 50-50 deal. It's like, you have the faith, and God got what he got, but you got to do half of your part. It's a partnership. Absolutely. So God got what he got for you, and if you're doing your part of the bargain as well, then you can't be stopped at that point. So I'm like, bet. And in my quiet time of praying, I said, God, I got the faith, now you got to work it.
Absolutely.
And I said, I'm gonna work it. And in a way, you do be selfish in some of these periods of your life, because you do have to say no to things. You do have to put your needs and your wants above the needs and wants of somebody else, because what you feel is, because it's like, hey, this is important to me, and I love you, but not right now.
Absolutely.
And then, but once I get, like you said, once you get back to where you at, once you pass your exam and you had that exam behind you, we can do all the movies, nights, and jump dates
that you want,
that we want to.
But after this, and understanding, because I heard you say that, you know, being selfish is not a negative thing. Mm-hmm. Being selfish means I got some stuff to do, and that means no, sorry, can't make it out to this dinner that we typically would do every Wednesday night. No, sorry, can't pull the all-nighter at your house tonight. Like, I can't do it. I have other things, and not saying that these things are above you, but right now, they a 10 and you a 4.
Because it's kind of like one thing, it's kind of like, somebody said, black people always say that, I gotta at least go show my face. And then I'm gonna go show my face, and I'm gonna go home because I have a study session at 8 o'clock in the morning. If anybody know me, on days I ain't gotta go to work. Who's gonna get up at 8 o'clock in the morning? Not I said the cat. So, not I said the cat. So, yeah. So if I'm leaving a function at 10 o'clock, hey, I just came. Happy birthday, congratulations. Ooh, whatever. Here's y'all bottle, I'm gone. Or, you know, whatever. Then just know, but hey, you know what? Y'all starting at 10. I gotta get up at this time. I'm gonna miss out this one, but have fun though, you know, or whatever. And then knowing that people, you know, I guess that's why I was having those things of like, I wanted the people to know my heart, because people that know your heart and know you would know, like, if she could be here, she would be here, or if she could do this, she would do it.
Absolutely.
So
that's good. That's good. That is definitely important to know those things. And then you also know the people, you know, that is in your life. When if I'm scaling back, like, I know her. If she gets to a point where I see that, you know, she's not as present as she used to be, or that she once was, and she kind of scaling back, or she kind of hadn't drove out in a while, then I know that she's doing something. And she, even if she hadn't told me about it yet, I know that she doing something. I'll hear about it. She'll tell me about it when she's ready to. So knowing those people that you're around, knowing that it's okay. We can't say that everything in our lives is balanced. It's not always gonna be equal.
And then those people that know you enough to know, like, I know, like, when you finally passed the exam, I'm like, whoo, Lord, thank you, Jesus. It wasn't like, I don't think our friendship, it was a lack in it, because you still called me on the way to work and stuff like that. But it was like, whoo, Lord, there's one less stress about for her. Right. Or whatever. People who know friends that passed the bar, I think it's like some people be like, oh, girl, I'm so glad, because it's like some of these exams take you out of what your normal character may be. Yeah. And so it's like, dang, I miss my friend not being here. I miss not, you know, I miss our lunch day. So she coming and she here, but then she in her phone because the study group checking on her or whatever. And then all right, y'all, and she dipping, and you like, okay. But then once she's hit that thing and say, y'all, I passed, it's like, whoo, all right, we get you back a little bit now. That part is done. And so, but tell us down below what you think as far as balance, and, you know, if you feel that, you know, balance to you is equal, and let us know how you've balanced that out, because, you know, like, I spoke my opinion on it, Shakora spoke her opinion on it, and I don't see how it's gonna be equal for you, girl. So be sure to let us know what you guys think. Definitely, because it may be equal for some people. Maybe. As for me in my house, it's not. As for me and mine, it's not. And wasn't. If you have any questions or podcast topics, be sure to email us at unapologeticallyuspod@yahoo.com. We haven't really been doing questions lately because we haven't had any questions as of now. So, if you know if something that we talked about, or maybe y'all like, well, I don't want to have this question, but you talked about it. I mean, we can bring it up. It don't necessarily have to be something that you know we've because it may be something that a question you may ask may make us go dig deeper in something we already talked about. So don't be shy. Send us any questions or podcast topic suggestions to unapologeticallyuspod@yahoo.com. That is unapologeticallyuspod@yahoo.com. Follow us on Instagram at unapologeticallyuspod. You can also DM us or comment, on a random comment. Hey, I want y'all to talk about this or something like that. And we'll be sure to check those things and listen. Now, we don't have to wind down because clearly, if you guys are watching, the wine is gone.
The wine is gone.
We had the same wine that we had last episode, that pineapple mimosa. It was really good.
All mine's clear.
Thank you guys for joining us. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, rate us if you're listening to us on any podcast platform. And until the next episode, bye.